All right, this is a recording I'm going to make just to show how I set up one of my machines to start this exercise, Android 1, for my web page programming class. And I'm in Windows right now, and I'm just going to go through the process of installing Android and getting it to work. So we need to install the Android SDK. So we'll need to get that. Let's get it. I'm just searching for it. And let's go ahead and download it. Alright, that's going to take a little while. While I'm doing that, I'm going to get things ready here. So there's a note here, do not install Eclipse. We're not going to use Eclipse, we'll use the command line. And we're going to use the command line interface. So here's a point where some people don't understand. It's about modifying your environment. And the environment is the condition of the context in which applications run. So when you launch applications from the terminal window like this, there's some the environment in which the application runs is influences possibly how your application runs. Now you can communicate different conditions to your running application by setting what are called environmental variables. And let's take a look at one important environmental variable called path. And I will echo %path%. And what that does, this %path is the name of the variable. The two % signs that surround that name dereference the name. In other words, it says replace the name by what it represents, and what it represents is this string. You can see the string is a sequence of paths in the file system separated by semicolons. So C:\Windows/system32. That's a folder location in the file system. Whenever you type in a command in the command line, you know, like this, for instance, that the system will search through all of these folder locations to find an executable with the name hello. Of course, it doesn't find it. And what we want to do is modify that path so that when we type in Android, that the system finds a program, an executable with the name Android, and launches it. And that gives us access to the Android SDK command line tools. So here we have this this file. I think let's just extract that. Extract all, I guess. And I'll go ahead and do that. All right, let's go back and review what we need to do. So we need to set up an environmental variable called Android SDK home. And it will point to the location of the Android SDK on the system. So I've got my folder here, 322, and I'm going to create a file in there where is it? 322. Here it is. I'll create a file in here called maybe config.bat. So I'll run this. Oh, it looks like a folder actually. Let me make a file. So a new text document, and that's config.bat. Are you sure you want to change the yes? Let's edit that. And so I'm showing you one technique to use actually this is the inferior technique. I think I'm gonna skip this. I think I'm gonna kill that. I'm gonna start over again. I'm gonna use a different approach. I'll use the control panel, and I'll set the environment permanently. So you need to search for this. Maybe administrative tools, system configuration. Not really sure. It's in here somewhere. Let me keep looking for that. System, advanced system settings. You need to get to it in a slightly different way on each version of Windows. You need to search for it. And here it is, environment variables, right there. And you can see the path is here. You can set variables for the user or set system variables. And I'll set them for the user. Let me create a new variable, and that is going to be Android SDK home. And we're still extracting this. Let's see, it is going to this folder right here. And maybe I'll put it in C users Turner Android. So I'll put it in C:/users/ is that right? Let me check that again. So inside here, this Turner, what is that? It's C users Turner 322. Okay, it's just like the Macintosh. All right, let me go back to here. Paste that in there. And I'll put it in a folder. I don't want to put it, this is goes into the repository. I don't want to put it in there because it's big. It doesn't need to be in the repository. So I'm going to set this separately. I'll just call it Android, like that. And maybe Android SDK. So I set that environmental variable there. Now I'm going to come down here and modify the path. I'm going to edit that. And you'll see there's a lot in the path already. And you'll see well, there's only one thing in the path. But if you go down here, this path setting here, which is specific to the user, is merged in with the path setting down here, which is much larger. And you can see in this path, the elements of the path are separated by semicolon. I'm going to go ahead and do that here. So I'll add a semicolon, and then I'll enter the path Android _SDK. So you can pick whatever name you like, place it wherever you want. Actually, I think I did that wrong. So hold on there. That's it's not SDKs. I think it's /bin. Let's take a look. We don't need to. We're not in a hurry here. Let's see. Let's. This is the folder that's been extracted. Why is Eclipse in there? I don't know why Eclipse got in there. I must have downloaded the wrong download. Let me see what I did. Download the SDK ADT bundle for Windows. It's not what I wanted. I guess it's okay. Let's see what this looks like down here. Windows 64-bit. This looks like what we downloaded. This is the bundle. I see SDK tools only. I think this is what I would rather start with. And this is the installer, which is recommended. So we could try this. That'll modify our path for us. Maybe I'll use this one here. Let's see how quickly that should download more quickly. There, it's going faster. All right, here we go. Let's unzip this. If you use the installer, it probably modifies the environment for you, so you don't have to do what I'm going to show you. There's so many different ways of setting it up. You can also use the bundle and get Eclipse, and so on. The problem with Eclipse is it runs slowly. It's a big program, and some people don't have computers that have enough memory to run Eclipse very well. So I like to avoid Eclipse, but if you do a lot of Java programming, I recommend using Eclipse or something like Eclipse. But we won't be doing a lot of Java programming, so we just want to use the SDK to do some simple operations. So it would be somewhat of an overkill to use Eclipse. All right. Looks like it's getting there. Let's see, I have the instructions here actually. Let's see, add I called it Droid SDK. Whoops, here I called it Droid, here it says Android. So actually I want to fix that. I think they should both be called Android. And that's a mistake. This is Android, this is Android, and this is append this Android SDK tools to your path. Alright, so it's tools and then it's platform tools. I'll say where $ Android SDK home is the folder location of the Android SDK on your system. Maybe that'll make it easier. All right, let's take a look. This is done. Let's cut that, and let's put it where we said we would put it. And it doesn't matter where you put it; just don't put it in the repository. So this is the Android SDK. You know, they use a dash there. I think I'm going to switch to a dash rather than an underscore. So I'm going to go ahead and make this make that a dash. And this should be tool and then platform tools. I'm sorry, tools. This is tools, and then we have platforms. Huh. tools. You know what I think happens, actually, I'm going to add platform tools and explain in a minute. I believe that after we run some configuration, that will be added. That folder will be added with some executables that we want access to. So I'm just going to put that in there. So I'm going to copy this, paste that in there. So we want tools, the subfolder tools, to be in the path, and we want platform tools to be in the path. And once again, let's see if that gets in fact added. All right, that's the path. This is the Android SDK. Actually, this is not really needed, but I'll leave it like that. Android SDK. Double check, that's what we have, Android SDK. All right, that's good. Save this. And I think that is that's done at this point. Now we should see, and this won't work now because we need to restart the command prompt. And but we would like to see the path contain those settings. And as you can see, users Turner app data roaming npm is in there. That's in the Turner's path settings. So I'm going to exit and then restart the command line, and then let's run that again, and you'll see that now, that should be %. On Linux it's $. Now you can see users Turner app data roaming npm. That's the end of the previous path, but now there's the additional folder locations, Android SDK tools and Android SDK platform tools. And it's not everything is shown in this window, unfortunately. All right, so let's see, there is a command called Android SDK. And look at this. It says missing platform tools. Let's go ahead and install that. And these are already pre-checked. And the latest version of Android is also pre-checked. The Android support library, the Google USB driver, I'm going to leave all of those checked. This is for USB driver, that's for testing apps on a connected Android device. If you're going to use the emulator, probably you don't need that. So install all 10 packages, and we need to accept the license, and this will take a little while. Let me clean up a little bit while that's working. These are the downloads. I'm going to delete these. This one I'll leave just in case we mess up on the installation. Looks like it's done. No, it's still working. And then we can restore without having to download again, so I'll just leave that there. I'll leave this open in case we need to modify the environmental variables. I think I'll remove this move this. You can also write a script to set the environmental variables. However, it's maybe I'll get rid of this. We don't really need this. Android SDK. Maybe we do need that. I think I need that in the ant build scripts. This variable here. So let's go ahead and in Windows you need to go through the control panel. Alternatively, run a script each time you start a session that makes the above settings. And I'm going to get rid of this example. I'm not going to do that. In OS 10 you can do the same thing, and I'm going to call this Android, not Droid. It's always better not to abbreviate because it's hard to remember how you abbreviate it, but it's easy to remember that you don't abbreviate. So it's much better to not abbreviate. On the other hand, it makes your strings, your identifiers longer. Let's see, how's it going out here? It is still downloading and installing these components to the SDK. And this is what we're running now. And this is what we run to run the Android Virtual Device Manager. And we'll need to do that at least once. Actually, we don't need to do that. We can, I believe that's only needed if you're going to use the emulator. And this is this shows which virtual devices that you've defined. This launches the emulator. And here this lets us browse. This, by the way, I think you can only do in the emulator. And here's the rest of this. I'll go ahead and show this. Looks like we're almost done. I don't like to run the emulator. It's so slow. I have a phone that's an Android phone, and I can run that. All right, so I'm going to close the Android SDK Manager, and I don't believe we need that anymore. Now, let's verify. That's Platform Tools. Let's see if that folder got created. There it is right there, Platform Tools, and you'll see there's executables in there. This ABT, that's the Android Debugger, I think, and that's the main thing that you get there. Alright, so if we do Android AVD for the Android Virtual Device Manager, Android AVD, there are no virtual devices defined. Let's create a new one. And I'm going to call this Andy. And the target, you need to set the target. And when you do Android development, it's best to use, according to what I've read in their documentation, it's best to use the latest version of Android. And in the what's called the manifest file, when you go to build your app that gets installed, you can specify a minimum version of Android. So if you wanted to support version 2.3, for instance, as a minimum requirement, you would set that in this manifest file. So your application would be built to run on versions of Android 2.3 all the way up to 4.3 in this case. So I'm going to select that. And I'll call this Andy 18 for Android level 18. I think I need to pick a device. Yeah, no device selected. I'll need to select a device. So these are the different devices that we can emulate. And I think that's a tablet, right? So this is a Nexus 4, Nexus S. I don't know what to pick. So I will just take this first one. As you can see, this is now created, and we can launch it from here as well. We just click Start. And this shows the dimensions. You know what, I should show this, how to browse to this. So in a previous exercise, you created an app. And where was that? Was it in here? I think it was in here. And this app, I don't see it. There it is. We started this, starting the emulator. It's still starting, I believe. It takes a while. And let me go in there and kind of do exercise 1, if I can. It's main.js. Let's edit that. Paste this in there. So this is a web server that serves static contents written in Node.js. It runs on top of a module or a library called Connect. And let's we launch it like this. Actually, the JS is optional. This is good enough. And we need to use npm and so on. Oh, we need to create a folder called public. So let's do that. It's a folder, call it public. Oh, this has been terminated. Okay. So that is terminated. Let's try this again. This application has requested the runtime to terminate in an unusual way. The RAM size is not big enough. Failed to allocate memory. All right, let's try to fix that. Maybe the problem is this thing. Is this something that's smaller? Maybe this one here, Nexus S. Let's try this. And let's try to start that one. There we go. Oh, there's a memory issue there. So it's still initializing, by the way. There we go. And you know, the way I started this AVD program, it's stuck here. I can't use this terminal window. So what you could do, instead of starting it the way I did, you can go into here and start this Avd Manager directly right there. All right. Let me start a new instance of this window. I don't know how to do that. Let's see if I can figure it out. I don't see a way to create another instance of the terminal window. How do I do that? Maybe like this. Node.js command prompt. Let's try that. And ls works there, dir works there. There's the main.js. We should put something in public. Let's do that. Let's put something in there. Create a file. Call it index.html. That's the standard name. And just say hello. Hello, Andy. Was it Andy 17? I can't remember, or Andy 18. Whatever. And just close that out. And let's go back to here, and I'll run node main. Cannot find module connect. We didn't finish everything. We need to add this another file called, what do we call it? Package.json, was that the name of it? Let me check the website. Something looked bad. That looks all right. And package.json. This was something we were supposed to do. Paste that in there. This is some unique name. I'll call it CSUSB DT 322. Hello. And I don't know about these settings here. I think I should check those. So we have npm -- version 1224. Probably we don't need this 1224. I think we can omit this. And the node version, I think there is a newer version, 10.9. There is a newer version. You should use that. I'll just set it for now. Maybe I can omit this, actually. Perhaps not. All right, so I'll leave that alone for now. Let's do npm install. It's going to read that package.json file with some warnings in there. And then I'll try node main listening on port 5000. Let's test that from our browser. So it's localhost port 5000, that's a colon. Here it is, hello Andy 17. Now let's try to get that from our Android device. How do we do that? We hit OK. And this is that the internet? And I'm going to go up to here. Ten, 2, 2, 0, 5000. I think that's the IP address. And this is what the emulator uses as a gateway to the local host that the emulator is running inside of. Let's see if that's, did I get the right number? It should be let's see here. I look in the original description. Oh, 10022, so I didn't quite get that right. Let's fix that. And it's letting me use the keyboard. This is very convenient. So that's 0, 0, oops, not commas, 0, 0, 2. Or was it 22? I don't remember. 10022. There's two twos there. 2.2. Let's try that. There it is. Hello Andy 17. You probably can't read that, but it's there. We could fix that. Let's call it an H1. Let's save that. Come to here and figure out how can we refresh the page that we're on. I guess press this. It's a little larger. Hello Andy 17. So that's how that works. Power down the emulator, and I'll just power down the device and then close that. That's it. To complete the assignment, you need to modify that README file, add a section titled Android 1 assignment, and so on, and indicate that you've finished the assignment. That's it.